Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
This is what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles, compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles, go take care of your business. Success Chronicles, it's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another topic session for the Success Chronicles. And today we are here with Laura Wilkinson, a great lady, has achieved some really, really neat things. And so I'm excited to have her on, and we're just going to talk about overcoming obstacles. And so first, before we start, I want to say thank you for taking the time to hang out and do the topic session.
Oh, it's always a good time talking to you, Chip.
All right. Well, let's dive into it. What's on your mind as far as overcoming obstacles today?
Well, we're doing that a lot right now. I kind of feel like what we were saying, every day is kind of a new obstacle, and wake up in the morning and not sure what to expect. And that's not always fun, but it kind of teaches you to keep your knees a little bent and roll with the punches, which is a good skill.
Yeah. I think we always have to be able to adjust and be flexible so that we can get where we want to get.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any points that you have overcoming obstacles? What are some things that you use in your life to overcome obstacles?
Well, I think the first part is to recognize when you're in the middle of one, because it's just easy to get frustrated and have, a little self-pity party. It's really easy to just fall into that trap and not even realize what exactly is happening. And I think when you can start recognizing, okay, I'm in the middle of an obstacle or a challenge or, whatever it is, I'm in the middle of something, and just recognizing that and say, okay, I have two choices here. I can let it take me out, or I can find a way through it and become better at something in this process, use it to make me better. And I think for me, and I feel like I've been so up and down with all the quarantine stuff, you got the good days and the bad days, but to recognize when I'm feeling it more, this is an opportunity. I don't always know what the result's going to be, but this is a chance for me to stretch myself and to learn another way through.
Love it. I like, when you say stretch myself, literally when you stretch, when you come back in, you feel better, you're looser, right? But then when you take that and use that and apply that in your life, when you stretch yourself, it allows you to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you don't grow unless you're out of your comfort zone, right?
You do not grow unless you're out of your comfort zone. And, and I guess I look at it from the athlete perspective as well. You understand, you live a life where you're constantly out your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
In your working out, in your training, and so if I don't have that sore feeling or exhausted feeling, I'm like this is weird, right? you get to where you're accustomed to being sore all the time. You're accustomed to being stretched, and exhausted. But then when you don't feel that, you're like, man, this is, I don't know, I got to do something different.
Well, kind of along those lines, in my sport too, in diving, so I basically throw my body off a 3-story building, which isn't normal. So obviously fear is kind of a big thing in my sport. And I see so many battles with fear. It's really interesting how it plays out. But I remember at one point, because I went through a really, really hard time with fear, kind of midway through my career. And I remember just thinking, I can't wait till I'm done with this. So I don't have to wake up afraid. So I don't have to wake up and go somewhere where I'm scared. And then after I retired, I remember thinking, man, what I would give to just have that adrenaline and be afraid again. And because the cool thing about when you're afraid and you go anyway, you conquer your fear. And every time you do that, it gets easier and easier, and you get more confident and more confident. And you recognize, yeah, I'm scared, but I know that if I try this anyway, I'm going to figure out a way to get past it. And so, it's kind of like recognizing your obstacles, recognizing that you are scared of something, or that if it's stopping you in your tracks, you have got to say, okay, I'm scared. But it's okay to be scared because you can't be brave unless you're scared. If you're not scared, there's nothing to be brave about. You can't have courage, you know? It's when you are afraid and you decide to do it anyway, that's when you have courage and you are brave, and you become a different person when you overcome fear. It is just the most, I don't know, I think it's the most addicting feeling ever.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think, as I, heard you talking about, two things came up. I think the first is reps make you better.
Mm.
When you get reps, I can't look at the bar and expect to get strong, right? Like I got to get, I know, like darn, but no, bro, I got to get on the bar, move the bar, and put some heavy weight on there,
Mm-hmm.
And so in order for us to get better, we have to grow through those adverse challenges. And then the next thing that came to mind as you were talking, you talked about courage. I think each opportunity of the day is an opportunity to step into our brave.
Mm.
Like each opportunity we can choose every moment of the day to whether to step into our bravery or not, and stay in our comfort zone, in our shell.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. Every day is a choice. Every moment really comes down to a choice. Am I going to do it or am I not? And I love sometimes talking about, because a lot of people say, well, I'm going to try and do my best. And I used to say that all the time because it sounds good. But to me, it's kind of a cop-out, because like if you're on 10 meter, you can't dip your toe in from the 10 meter to see if the water feels nice. You can't try and jump off a 10 meter. You're either jumping with both feet or you're walking back down the ladder. Like those are your two choices. So it really comes to the point of like, you are going to do your best. You are going to give your best, or you're not. There's no trying. You're either doing it or you're not doing it.
Period.
Little Yoda action there.
Yeah. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I have a kind of some some points that I got down, when looking at overcoming obstacles. And I think the first two you kind of have already touched on. I think the first is assess. You have to see, what are my obstacles? What environments am I placing myself in that hinders me?
Mm-hmm.
What people am I around that hinders me? And what actions am I taking that are holding me back?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first thing you have to assess, and then second, you have to look within to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like up there on that diving board, like nobody's gonna come and dive. No, it's you.
Yeah.
Like no, it's me. Like I got. Oh, you mean I got? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
my coach likes to say, he goes, I can teach you everything I know, and I can even hold your hand all the way to the edge, but at some point you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah, that's it. You got to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. And I love the assessing part, because I think people try to skip over that sometimes too, like recognizing what's going on, because that's hard to do sometimes, to realize what is actually happening, because we want to sometimes put the narrative in our head of what we want to be happening, but unless we are actually like being honest with ourselves, like, am I really giving my all right now? Am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I just kind of going through the motions and showing up on time to like feel like I am? Because we've got some young divers on our team, and there's some that work really hard, and there's some that are just there to be social, and we are there the exact same amount of time, but we're putting in different amounts of effort. So it doesn't necessarily take more time to do that, but you have to be focused and you have to realize what you're doing and be putting all of yourself in that.
Love it. I love that. I think too that hits on understanding that you and only you control your destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to. It's a mindset. Like guess who determines your growth? Oh, that's me. Wait, guess who determines your success? Oh, wait, that's me. Guess who determines you overcoming those obstacles? No excuses. Oh, wait, that's me again. And so I think when you can truly embrace that, kind of like you said, as far as the time, maximizing the time, and the effort that it takes to put in it, like, no, it's serious to me. Like I'm it's ferocious. Mike Tyson, you got to be ferocious, about what you do, and you have to go attack it. And I think that those are the first two kind of things that come to mind that I had as points as far as assessing and looking within to win. Anything else you had on that before I go on, or
Well, just
anything you
to
want to
kind of
add?
tack on to what you were just saying, I love it. I love the no excuses, and with that comes taking responsibility. So not
Mm,
just I'm the one to do it, but like when it doesn't happen, don't be pointing your finger at everyone else. Like you need to assess what you have done or not done to get there. Like, did you actually do the things that you were supposed to do? Did you work as hard as you think you could have worked? Could you have put more time in? Could you have thought outside the box? What can you do to make changes so that you do better next time? Don't just point the finger at everybody else, because a lot of people, I feel like that's becoming a cultural thing. Let's just point the finger and blame other people. When
yeah,
no. You have to take responsibility for your actions or lack of actions for sure.
that's good. That's really good. I'll share with you this morning. I'll be transparent here with you. This morning I was interviewed by a guy, and he was asking me some questions about some things, and about like, and to me they were all like outside things, like nothing I had control over, right? And you may agree with this on some things, because you being a stellar mindset athlete, pursuing for gold kind of person, uh, and finally I just had to say, like that's none of my business. Like I don't know, like I don't know what everybody else is doing. The only thing I can control is Chip. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like if I spend time worrying about what everybody else is doing or saying or all of that, like I've just lost time on being the best version of myself. And to me, that's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree, and I think any changes that you want to make, they have to start with you, and that's what
Yes.
affects other people the most. You can't just point your finger and tell people to do stuff. Like you have to lead by example that way. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell my kids till I'm blue in the face to like do certain things, or you need to do this way because, but unless I'm giving them the example and showing them how to do it, that's what sticks with you.
Yes. 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 I think that goes into the next point that I have. I think is, you have to plan and make an action plan.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, setting your short term, long term goals, taking action, making planning and being intentional about the action you're going to take each day, because each day you stack those days and then you get to greatness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's gradual steps. And I think you also have to enjoy the process, enjoy the moment while
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that.
Definitely. Like if you've got a map in front of you and you don't have a destination on there, or you don't have like you don't know which roads you're taking to get there, like you have no path. If you're just
Mhm.
gonna meander, aimlessly, like how do you know that you've reached your goal? You have to have a goal and you have to have those steps and that plan to get there. And then when you're doing that, you can say, okay, am I still on the path to get here, or have I wandered over here and I got to figure out how to get back over to that place I want to go? I think action plans are huge, and I think goal setting is awesome, but if you don't have a plan to achieve that goal, because goals to me are not things you can currently do, because if it's something you can currently do, it should just be on your checklist. Like just check the box. If you know how to do it, it's not a goal. A goal should be something you cannot already do. So if you're trying to get to something you cannot already do, you got to come up with a plan, because you don't know how to do it yet. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think plans are really, really important, and that also helps you keep on track to actually reach that goal. And maybe every goal we won't reach, but if you don't have that goal and set that plan and get there, I mean, you're still going to get a lot farther than you ever would if you didn't set that for yourself.
Yeah. And taking action to do the things that you've never done. You
Right.
got to do things you've never done before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. What any other points you want to add on overcoming obstacles that you have?
Um, I just kind of want to remind people that when you are facing obstacles, it doesn't have to be the end of the road. Like what I have learned, especially in my athletic career, that I also use in my life, is that when I hit obstacles, I realize that, yeah, it may not feel the greatest, it may not be the greatest experience, but if I stick with it and I find a way to get over it, around it, through it, or under it, I am going to be better on the backside. Maybe a better athlete, maybe a better human, whatever it is. If I find a way through that obstacle, I'm coming out the backside better in some way or fashion. So when I hit those obstacles now, they don't scare me as much as they used to, because I know I can find a way through it, and I know I will grow as a human being because of it. So obstacles now, they are less scary when you look at them that way. When you're like, okay, how can I grow from this? How can I become better? I think just going in with that kind of mindset instead of, I can't do this, it's so hard. Yeah, I mean, stuff's hard, but anything worth doing is hard, and that's what makes it worth doing. You get to the other side and you're like, oh, that was hard, but that felt so good.
That's it. And I think that's where it all starts, with the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you have the mindset, a growth mindset, of a mindset of attacking it,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm going to attack it.
Yeah.
And then I think when you do that, just like you said, on the other side of that, you will be better, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get through it, or you struggle and you learn what not to do. So the next time you're better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So either way, you're going to be better. And it's worth it for you when you do it that way, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thanks again for hanging out with me and taking the time to just talk overcoming obstacles and, share some of the experiences that you had. I truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Thanks, Chip. It's always good talking to you. You just make me want to go out there and get it.
Let's go. That's awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you guys for checking out this topic session, Overcoming Obstacles. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.